Guys, this is one of the strongest, most powerful tricks that you can do with a borrowed, shuffled deck of cards. You can do it anytime, anywhere, with anyone's deck, and it gets insane reactions. Oh, and it's totally self-working. So, here's what happens. Spectator mixes up the cards as much as they want, and now I'm going to remove 3 prediction cards. Okay, so this is to do with something that's going to happen a little bit later. Go a bit closer to the face here, so let me see. I'm going to go with that one, this one, and let's go with this one. Okay, so hopefully these are going to be important later on, and we're going to pop these down in a row, and we'll get back to these later. So at this point, you give the spectator the cards, and you ask them to deal 3 piles of cards like this. The thing is, at any point they can shuffle. In between the deal, they can shuffle. And they can deal in any order that they want on these piles on the table. In fact, they can remove cards from the middle of the deck. They can do some bottom dealing if you want. Check out that bottom dealing, guys. You'd never see that in a card game, would you? And they can mix the cards like this, and then put several. They can even put groups if they want. They can put groups onto each pile like this. They can mix these however they want like this. So it really is completely and utterly random. They're shuffling, they're dealing. They can do whatever they want here. They can deal out like this, and eventually they're going to end up with 3 totally random piles. So you say, fantastic. By the way, you don't touch the cards while they're doing this. It's totally in their hands. So then you ask them to just pick any pile. So they pick any pile up, so they choose this one. And you say, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to deal the cards in a pile on the table, but before you get to the end of the packet, I want you to stop. So they can deal the cards like this, whatever they'd like, they can stop. Say they stop there. And at that point, you're going to put one of your prediction cards in the face up in the pack, and you drop these on top. We're going to do this for the other 2 piles. So again, they got a free choice, but let's just go with this one. Deal the cards down until you want to stop. So again, they can stop wherever they want. We're going to put that card down, and we're going to put this in the pack like that. And then last but not least, this packet like so. They can deal the cards down like this. They say, or they stop wherever they want. They place this card in, and all 3 cards are now lost in the pack. They can even give these cards couple of cuts as well, just to keep it fair and honest. So you recap and you say, now think about this. When we started, I took out 3 predictions, okay, and then you shuffled up the cards, and then you dealt into 3 piles. But while you were dealing, you can shuffle at any point, and you were dealing from the top, the middle, the bottom. You were dealing clumps, groups of cards. Like, you could put the cards however you wanted. We ended up with 3 piles, and then in those piles, you could deal down as many cards as you wanted, and you could put those prediction cards wherever you wanted in the deck. The cards have been in your hands the whole times I have not touched the deck. Okay, for the first time now, you can spread out the cards like so, and you can see where the face-up cards are. And you explain, I'm just going to remove the card and the card above it. Okay, so I'm going to remove the face-up card and the card above it, like these 2 here, these 2 here, and these 2 here. And you say every single card in the deck has a twin. So in other words, a card that matches in color and value. So the twin of the King of Spades would be the King of Clubs. The twin of the 2 of Hearts would be the 2 of Diamonds. And when you shuffled up the cards and you put these cards wherever you wanted, it just so happened that we have a perfect match over here, the 2 7s, a perfect match over here, the 2 3s, and a perfect match over here, the 2 2s. It is an awesome matching prediction monster of a trick. Hope you guys like this. If you do, hit the like button and stay tuned, because I'm going to teach you how to do it. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So this is my version of Carl Fulv's Gemini twins. I've thrown in a few red herrings. I've made it a bit more random. I've got the spectator doing loads of shuffling and cutting, and it seems like they're having a bigger impact on the outcome of the trick. And also, I've changed the fact that you normally use 4 queens, which I thought screamed like a bit of a setup. So what I've done is I've made it more of a matching trick with random cards, and I think that makes it just a little bit stronger. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. We do new tricks every single week, so you don't want to miss it. And if you love self-working card tricks just like this, then you might want to check out my course. It's a collection of the best self-working card tricks in the world. I've put them all together into one exclusive collection that is even stronger than the card tricks that I do here on YouTube. So if you want some new tricks to entertain your friends and family, and you don't want to spend hours practicing, I'll put a link down below. I'll put a link on screen as well. Follow it, sign up, and you'll learn some mind-blowing stuff. But right now, we're going to get into the explanation for this one. Grab a deck of cards. Let's do it. All right, guys, so this is one I've been doing all the time recently because it's literally anytime, anywhere, any deck of cards. Even if someone gives you a deck of cards that's been in the bar and is beer stained and is that flipping thick, you can still do this trick and it gets awesome reactions. So you have the spectator shuffle up the cards, they give them a really good mix, and then you say, before we start, I'm going to remove 3 prediction cards. Now, this is important. It almost discounts it. So later when you recap, you can say, I removed 3 prediction cards, and then I gave you the deck, and you shuffled and you dealt, and it's a false recap. But that is important. So before we start, I'm going to remove 3 prediction cards. All right, guys. So when the speckers shuffle the deck and they give you the cards back, you say, I'm going to remove 3 prediction cards. And here's what you do. You're going to look for any 3 cards of the same color but different values. So in other words, I'm going to go through like this. Now I can use these cards, I can use the black cards. And just say I stop here. So we've got the 3, 8 and queen, okay? 3, 8 and queen, different values, same color. Now I know what you're going to say in the comments. You're going to go, well, if you use different colors, it seems more random, right? Yes, it does. But I just want to remember one less thing, right? It makes my life so much easier. So all I need to remember is red, 3, 8 queen. Yeah, I'm not bothered about suits. So 3, 8 queen, red. And what I do is I break the spread at that point, and you can say something like, oh, and these are your cards, right? And when I assemble the deck, these are just going to go behind. So those 3 cards are going to end up on top of the deck, like so, okay? That's just like a gesture. You've now got these 3 cards on top. And now all you're going to do is you're going to go through the deck and you're going to remove the cards that match. So I want a 3, a red 3, a red 8, and a red queen. And I know the order because I remembered it, 3, 8 queen. So I need to make sure that the cards are in the matching order. So 3, 8 queen, like this. And then I'm going to put these down on the table. And you're ready for the next part of the trick. All right, so when you get to this part where you've taken the prediction cards out, they're in a pile, you're going to deal them from left to right, like this. So these are in the order now, 3, 8 and queen, and that then matches the order of the cards that you've secretly cut to the top of the deck, 3, 8 queen. So these are all going to match up. Now you give the cards to the spectator and you say, I want you to deal 3 piles of cards as if you deal in a card game. So they deal from left to right like this. But then after they've dealt those 3 down, you can say, oh, by the way, you can deal on any of the piles like any way you want to. You can go from this pile or the middle pile, and at any point during the deal you can shuffle. And then you don't have to deal from the top of the deck, you can deal from the middle of the deck. You can actually remove clumps of cards if you wanted to, like this. You can do a nice push out bottom deal. That's as good as it gets, guys. That's my bottom deal. I'd be shot. Give them a really, really good mix, and encourage them to do loads of crazy stuff here. There's plenty of scope for humor. Some nice Danny de Ortiz moments. I think, hey, do what you want, it's your life, that kind of thing, right? So you get them all mixed up. They've shuffled the cards and they've now randomly dealt these into 3 random piles. And then from this point on, you're gonna again add some more layers to this onion of deception. Is you're going to ask them to choose any pile, it doesn't matter. So the more your choices you give them here, the more misdirection it is, and the more important it seems. They pick up a pile, and again, they do everything. You say, deal the cards in a pile whenever you want, stop before you get to the end. So they can deal like this, they might stop there. When they stop, you're going to turn this face up. So that's my first prediction. Throw the rest of the cards on top. A nice little touch I like here is that one's done, obviously. Give them a choice of the other 2 piles. Say they choose this one, right? It's important when they choose a pile, remember which prediction cards are going to go on top. Otherwise, the cards are not going to match up. So say they choose this one, and I'm going to put this down next. And you can deal onto the already dealt on pile, if that makes sense. So you ask them to deal onto this pile like this. At any point, they can stop. They stop, take the correct prediction, not this one, the one that the pile was behind. You're going to turn that face up, put it there, and these go on top. And then finally with this one as well, okay? And then they can stop wherever they want. This goes in, that goes on top. And then you can have them cut these cards as well. Give them a couple of cuts like so. And then you do the recap, guys. You can say how fair it is, but here's the false recap. you can say now, remember, before we started, that's why you said that earlier, right? Before we started, I took out 3 prediction cards. And then you shuffle the cards, you dealt them, you made a mess, you were dealing cards from middle, the center, the bottom, groups of cards, like you threw them about everywhere. And then we had 3 individual piles, and you chose where the prediction cards were going to go in each pile. So now you just spread out like so. You can show that the 3 face-up cards are in the deck, and all you're going to do is remove the face-up card and the card above it. So here, we're going to take these like this one like this, and this one like this, and you show these to match, and it's just a really, really awesome trick. Guys, if you liked the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. New tricks every single week. And if you want another awesome trick, check out this one next. That's all from me. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.